Well, hello again, everyone. This is Ted Schmidt with Action Coach Northwest, and this is our business community podcast here for the greater Spokane community. And today, our guest is Mo Regalado, who is the CEO and founder of MoVo Media Marketing. Did I get that right, Mo?
It was close enough. We're good.
If I stumbled through, I apologize. Anyway, so Mo is a business owner here in Spokane, and she obviously does marketing. And thank you for joining us today, Mo. And we look forward to hearing all about your insights as a business owner.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you asking me to be on.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the questions here. And the first one is, if you had to start from square one in business, what would you do differently?
Oh, that's a great question. If I had to start from square one in business, the first thing I would do is I would make sure that I understood finance, which seems like a funny answer, right? But as an entrepreneur, you are not receiving a paycheck. You're receiving a draw from your company. And you have to understand the difference between that employee mindset to an entrepreneurial mindset. So if I was starting from square one, that's exactly where I would start, is understanding how that works and how I get paid, how the company gets paid. I think a lot of entrepreneurs think, oh, I just need to replace my income, right? My monthly income. And then
Yeah.
and then they get stuck because they realize, oh, I have these taxes to pay and I have this to pay. And then all of a sudden, the money that they thought that they were making, they're not actually making. So that would be where I would start.
Excellent. Good answer. Yes. How many times have we seen that, right? All right. Excellent. Okay. Second question. What have your biggest learnings been as an employer since you began in business?
Ooh, another really good question. Biggest learning. Um, it actually has more to do with hands off and delegation. I'm very much a type A personality, so it's very hard for me to let my contractors do what they're doing and know that they're doing it well because I've set forth the SOPs for them to work through. Uh, so trying not to be a perfectionist. What is the saying? Good is better than done. No, done is better than perfect.
Okay. I get it. Okay. Done is better than perfect. Okay. So, do you have an example of this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with delegation. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh, that's every day. It's an everyday struggle for me
Yeah.
still. So for example, having one of my contractors work on, say, a video editing project. So we do a lot of video editing, podcast editing. We create graphics and giving them, the parameters to work within. And then maybe their vision's a little bit different than mine. But realizing that their vision is absolutely fine and it's still everything that we need. So not going back in and fixing those little things that I think need to be fixed and letting it be good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Have to let the other people grow, right? That sort of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can't be in there.
Yeah.
You can't, what is it? Helicopter parenting my
Yeah.
contractors.
Okay. Exactly. Micromanaging and all that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think you've already mentioned one anyway, but what are some common misconceptions about running a business and how do you address them?
Common misconceptions of running a business. That my time is my own. And really, it's not. My time belongs to my clients. And that is a huge misconception that a lot of people have. The other one, of course, is that you're making money hand over fist. I mean, we all hope that we're making money hand over fist, right? But if you don't know the fundamentals of, okay, out of this contract, I get so much percentage has to go to taxes, another percentage has to go to savings. And then, of course, there's operating expenses. And so understanding how you're going to break that all apart per contract, and then how many contracts do you need to actually make a living wage. So
Right.
Those are some of the common misconceptions, I think. Time and money.
Time and money. That's a good succinct way to put that. Yeah. It's a different ball game when you're the owner, isn't it?
It's hugely different. And you
Yeah.
appreciate all the people you work for before.
Yes, it's true. Okay. Let's see. Question number 4. What do you attribute your growth to?
Oh, well, we talked about this on our pre-call. I
Yeah.
absolutely attribute my growth to taking Donald Miller's course and becoming story brand certified. So if you've never heard of Donald Miller building your story brand, he actually has a certification course that allows you to use the tools and resources of the story brand building guidelines. And
Hmm.
I had already been in business for a long time. So I've been doing this specifically since 2017. I did not get certified until 2022. But since having been certified, having been able to, when people ask me, what do you do? So I know my one-liner, I know my elevator pitch now, and I can give it succinctly. And that message is carried across my socials, it's carried across my website. Everything that we do harkens back to that one-liner. And because of that, I have 5x our business income. So it's just having that clarity has been huge.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent. I shared with you that I actually met him at one of our
Yes.
conferences. He was one of our keynote speakers. He did a great job. Yeah, it's great. And there's a book and there's all that stuff out there. So
There is. And we just actually had Dr. JJ Peterson at a conference I was at. He was our keynote speaker,
yeah,
and he's with Story Brand. And it was amazing just to see people's eyes light up, right? Like to see
right.
that almost that light bulb go off above their head, like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it, right? So
Yeah,
that was super
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. We should be getting paid by StoryBrand for this, right? Don't know. Yeah. Okay. How do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business?
Ooh, so that's really hard because I work from home. And so and I'm working on it. How about that? I'm fairly
Okay.
on call for my clients. Most of my clients are on the East Coast. And so I'm up at 3:30 in the morning and I start creating content for them specifically at about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I will get phone calls at 5, like, hey, Mo, we just recorded this. I need you to edit it and get it out. Okay, cool. Let's do it. So the challenge is with everything being here in my home, and I have a home office and I have all of that set up, it's still really hard to pull myself away. So I've been a little bit better about like not being available 24/7. However, I have trained some of my clients to know that I'll answer their text messages and emails.
Mm.
But as I go forward with newer clients, I'm making sure that I'm setting those boundaries and not being as available 24/7.
So why do you think you've done it that way? You've always been available. What caused you to do that?
A misconception, again, that employee mindset, right? Like always available. And social media is really hard not to be available all the time, especially when you have things that are happening online 24/7. So for example, I actually worked for a company locally as their social media manager, and I was always on with them. So that as an employee, but I was always on. I ran their Facebook group, I ran, their social channels, and I was constantly responding. The unfortunate side of it is that the algorithms, they actually reward you for doing that. So the faster you respond, the more you respond in comments to DMs, the more your content gets shared across platforms. It doesn't matter which platform it is. I make the joke that social media is Hotel California, right? You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. So
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
the big challenge is when you're on social and that's your business, you almost have to be on 24/7 to respond to crises or something that's happening.
Yeah. You can never leave. Yikes. A lot of business owners have that issue. It's not on a social media basis. It's just they can't ever leave their business.
Right.
Depending on what the business is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great insight. Okay. What qualities do you look for in employees, and how do you foster a positive and productive work environment?
Oh, that's a great question. You're asking some great questions.
Thank you.
So what I look for in employees, I look for reliability. That's the biggest challenge, especially when you're working with contractors, making sure that they can respond within a certain amount of time period, and just a quality of work. I want to see their work before they get started with me. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who can lie online. We've never seen that before. So you have to actually make sure that they can do what they say they can do. So when a new contractor starts with me, they get a 2-week period where we throw some projects at them. And if they can follow the SOP, so I'm big on SOPs. So if they can follow those SOPs and get the work done, and it's to a level that I expect it to be, then, then we keep them on. If they can't, then we're like, thanks for the 2 weeks. Of course we pay them. Like, I don't not pay people.
Right.
There are some people out there though that expect you to do work for them for free, which is just ridiculous to me. So I'm like, no, like, yes, you're going to get paid for the 2 weeks that you work, but that doesn't guarantee that you're actually going to stay with the company. So that's actually how we determine. We give them a test, a trial run, and to see how we all work in Slack channel. And we have different systems and processes set up that, this is how we communicate and how responsive are they.
Right. Okay. Trust but verify, right?
You can show me the greatest portfolio in the world, but if you can't actually complete the work that I've asked you to do in a certain format, then it was nice meeting you. This is great.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. We're getting towards the end here already, believe it or not. So actually, second to the last question, believe it or not. Holy smokes. Here we go. So what question should I be asking you that I haven't?
What questions? What got me interested in social media?
So Mo.
Love it.
What got you interested in social media?
So it all started with radio, which is kind of funny. I'm an old radio DJ, on-air talent, news director. I was an assistant programming director, and everything I use in social, I learned from radio. And I wanted to get out of radio. Hint, nudge, nudge, radio doesn't pay. And it's very hard to move up in, even as an assistant program director. Like, it's just hard. And so I decided, in between all this time, I've always done social. Like, I've done social for the stations I've worked at. I've done social for arts nonprofit. Like, I've done social work. That doesn't sound right. I've done social media work.
Social media, yeah.
Yeah. And I started listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook. And that got me hooked. I was like, I can make a difference. I can really share the stories of these businesses on social. And that's what people want. They want to be connected that way. And so that's why in 2017, I decided full time that I was going to go social media, no radio, no voiceovers, none of that. And it's been a learning curve, to say the least, but it's been really, really good. And I enjoy creating community. I think that's the biggest piece that people miss when we talk about social media. They forget about the community that we're creating within brands and within personalities. Think about some of your favorite brands that might be showing up on social. What are they doing that's different? How are they including you? Are they taking you on a journey? Then think about, we talk about Snoop Dogg or Martha Stewart. Those are personalities that, yes, they have their brands, but you're invested. Like, if you never buy Snoop's, whatever he's got going on right now, there's chips, there's everything, right? If you never buy his product, you're still going to consume his content because you are fascinated with him. And it gives you that kind of that behind the scenes look at these celebrities and these people that you don't normally have a relationship with. And I think that's a lot of fun.
Interesting. I like that. So you started in radio.
Yep.
And ended up with Snoop Dogg. So, okay.
And Martha Stewart, don't forget.
And Martha Stewart, yes. Okay. Well, we're down to the last question. We're sailing along here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And any words of advice for other business owners who are looking to grow their business?
Oh, great. So in 5 years, we actually have a plan of where we want to scale our business to. I would like to have team leads and pods of contractors working with different clients of mine. That is a goal. We definitely have, we want to 10x our business revenue. So that's clearly attainable. We've already seen that we can do that. It's just making sure that we have the systems and processes in place. And my advice for anybody who's getting started in business is to weed out the negativity. You are going to have a lot of people who tell you, people you would expect to be in your corner. They're going to tell you, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't, you're taking a huge risk. That's okay for them if they think it's risky. But if it's something that's eating away at you that you need to do, absolutely jump in and do it. One.
Mm-hmm.
Two, have a plan. You can't just jump in willy-nilly. Got to have a plan. And you need to talk to other people within business. So that means getting involved in the Chamber of Commerce. If it means going to networking, the Spokane Young Professionals, though I'm not young, any kind of those professional networks, get involved and start talking to those business owners in your community and saying, hey, how did you get started? It never hurts to ask a question. And as we know, everybody loves to speak about themselves, right? Like we're always our biggest fan. So get that going, get a plan, and then find a mentor. Absolutely. Find somebody that you can bounce ideas off of, that is willing to share their journey with you, and that can guide you through the process. I'm sure you've seen a lot of entrepreneurs throughout your years with Action Coach. You do business coaching, right? So you know what it's like when you have somebody that's there that wants to learn, that wants to succeed. I don't know what the stat is for businesses. I'm sure it's pretty astronomical how many businesses fail within the first 5 years. But it's mostly because they didn't have a plan and they didn't have mentorship, and because they didn't have a community behind them that was supporting them. So weed out the negativity, have a plan, get a mentor.
Excellent. Music to my ears. The ones that fail, the vast majority do. There's different, people will argue, you hear anywhere from 80 to something percent, but no, most do not make it. So that's a great point. Great point. Well, thank you, Mo Regalado, CEO and founder of MoVo Media Marketing. Great insights today, and we appreciate you joining our podcast and providing your insights and your wisdom for the Spokane business community and elsewhere as well. So thank you very much, and it was great chatting with you today.
Thanks, Ted, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye.